Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and it's new release Saturday. We're going to take a look at the Netflix original film Doggone, starring Johnny Berchtold, Rob Lowe, Kimberly Williams-Paisley, Nick Piney, and Savannah Brufy. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said in the introduction, it's new release Saturday. We're going to take a look at this Netflix original film called Doggone. And as our movie opens, Fielding Marshall is a socially awkward college kid who decides to adopt a puppy after being rejected by a girl. He finds a yellow lab puppy at the local pound and adopts him, naming him Gonker, and they are inseparable for the rest of his college career. The dog even often runs with him to his classes on campus without a leash. Now, when college is all done, all of Fielding's friends have found jobs. However, Fielding does not know what he wants to do with his life, which worries his father, John. Fielding ends up moving back in with his parents, bringing Gonker with him. A few weeks later, Gonker is diagnosed with Addison's disease and will need a life-saving shot every month for the rest of his life. When Fielding's best friend from college, Nate, comes down to visit a few weeks later, they hike on a trail with Gonker, and Gonker runs off chasing a fox. When he doesn't return, they start looking for him, but they can't find him. Panicked, they rush home and tell Fielding's parents that Gonker might be lost. Now, throughout the movie, there are flashbacks of Fielding's mother, Jenny, owning a dog herself named OG back when she was a very young girl, who was run over one day while she was at school. Jenny's parents are shown to be cold and unfeeling towards the situation, encouraging her not to make a big deal about it. So Jenny ends up burying the pain and the trauma, but it gets triggered by Gonker's loss and begins to bubble up to the surface. As a result, Jenny sets up a control room in their house, calls local newspapers, animal shelters, hospitals, and begins to send out flyers all throughout the state. Local newspapers and then national newspapers begin to pick up Gonker's story, and as a result, there are now a lot of people out looking for him, as they have to find him before he needs his next shot in only 3 weeks. During the extensive search, Fielding's health begins to take a turn for the worse. He is not eating much, barely sleeping, and getting weaker by the day. When they receive a phone call about a dog with Addison's disease from an animal shelter, they rush there, only to find out that it's not Gonker. They keep on looking, but they are not having too much luck. Seeing his son's health deteriorate before his eyes, John decides to drive him back home and call off the search. Just then, they receive another phone call about a potential sighting, and this time, it truly is Gonker. They bring him back home, which immediately perks Fielding up, but he collapses in their driveway. Fielding is then rushed to the hospital where he is diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. Fielding is then taken in for an emergency operation, which ends up being successful. We then see Fielding and Gonker sleeping together in his hospital bed while he recuperates, and our movie comes to its close. I can honestly say that I had no idea what I was getting into with this movie. I only selected it for New Release Saturday because of Rob Lowe and Kimberly Williams-Paisley, the latter of which is the wife of country music star Brad Paisley. I read a brief synopsis of the movie, and I felt that it kind of fit in with the theme of chick flicks. So I was like, all right, well, we'll give this a shot. Man, I got roped into this movie real quick. Now, I can't relate to too much of the story, but just the whole being rejected and then finding this soul in a puppy that's always going to love you. You know, dogs just give unconditional love to their owners as long as you treat them well. And watching Fielding and Gonker bond and their relationship grow, and then seeing Gonker get diagnosed with Addison's disease. And now Fielding has to work doubly hard to take care of this soul that loves him unconditionally. And then he runs away. And what's going to happen if he can't get his shot? And then you see Fielding start to deteriorate. And it kind of reminded me of E.T. in a certain extent, and how Elliot and E.T. were kind of bonded together to the point where when E.T. got drunk, Elliot got drunk by proxy because they were so connected. And then when one got sick, the other one got sick. Like the strength of their bond is what I was relating to in this story with Fielding and Gonker. Gonker obviously in the role of E.T. and Fielding in the role of Elliot, but it just really reached into the soul and grabbed a hold of your heart all the way through the movie, because you're praying that they find Gonker, and then you're watching, like I said, Fielding deteriorate. And is Fielding even going to make it to see Gonker if they can find him? And then for the movie to end with them in the hospital bed together, Gonker's home, he's gotten his shot, and Fielding is on the mend after surgery. You get that sense of relief, that everything's going to be all right now type of feeling. And it's such a great way to end a movie like this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought the cast did an amazing job. When it comes to my rating for this film, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend that you guys go check it out. You will not be disappointed. It is on Netflix, which means that if you've already got the platform, you can watch it for free. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. For those of you out there that have seen Doggone, what did you think of it? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction that I'm always asking you guys for in the comments below. And make sure you guys tune in at the top of the hour right here to the Casa D18 Studios channel, as well as over on the Jeff Meacham Network and across the Jeff Meacham Network multiverse of media, as we proudly present our coverage of WWE NXT Vengeance Day. Myself and the simple man Noah Foster will be on the call, giving you our thoughts, reactions, play-by-play commentary for the entire event, and then immediately following, as always on Saturday evenings, it'll be time once again for open mic night. We're going to once again open up the doors. Myself, the simple man Noah Foster, the Heeb man James Hebert, the West Coast professor Jeff Meacham will all be in the house, as well as whoever decides to come on in and step up to the microphone in order to discuss the week of professional wrestling. And then tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. It'll be time for another edition of The War Zone, the weekly acquisition report, the show where I, the Renegade, show you, the viewers, the latest additions to my ever-growing movie library. This week, it's going to be some local pawn shop finds, so make sure you tune in. You're not going to want to miss out on any of that coverage right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, across the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiversa Media, Vengeance Day coverage coming up at the top of the hour, open mic night later this evening, the War Zone tomorrow. So much more good stuff in store for you here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, and across the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiversa Media. So make sure you smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed, make sure that notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, or anytime we go live, as is the case with Statboy Sports Bar, Open Mic Night, pay-per-view PLE coverage, etc. Share these videos with your family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, movie fanatics, cinephiles in your life, fans of Rob Lowe, fans of Kimberly Williams-Paisley, fans of dog movies or Netflix originals. Anybody you can think of that would enjoy this content in this video, share it with them. It's the only way we're going to boost up my visibility in YouTube's algorithms so I can eventually get monetized and begin making some money on the hard work I've put into this channel over the last 2 years. Thank you once again to everyone who joined me and tuned in today. It means so much more to me than you will ever know. And I will see you guys next time.